Hold on. Hold on. I messed up. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. All right. Let me play this song so I can get organized here. Love you, Chester. Lincoln Park. Okay. So today we are going to be talking about narcissism, gaslighters, coercive control, and empathy. Now, how many of you all think you're empaths? It's just a question. It is just a question. So, narcissism basically is a personality style characterized by an excessive preoccupation with self, an inflated self, a sense of self-importance, grandiosity, and a deep need for admiration, often accompanied by a profound lack of empathy for others. That's what it says. Now, grandiose sense of self-importance and unrealistic sense of superiority and exaggeration of talents or achievements. Damn. Okay. Need for admiration, a constant craving for attention, praise, and validation. Yeah, we see a lot of that, right? You've been told you're an empath. Do you feel like you're an empath? I mean, but I don't know. Okay. So, okay, talking about narcissism, right? So, narcissists can be controlling and intolerant while refusing to acknowledge any wrongdoings on their part. Instead, they'll use manipulation to blame or gaslight others. Boy, have I seen a lot of that. Now, gaslighting is basically a form of emotional abuse and manipulation where a person makes someone question their own reality. How many fucking times have we heard this shit? Hey, Sarah, be careful driving, lady. For real. How many times? I know. Y'all know someone like that. I know you do. They make you question their own reality, memories, or perceptions to gain control. How many times have you guys had someone tell you something that you know for a fact isn't the truth? You remember it, okay? And then whatever they're trying to tell you, you're like, really? For sure, okay? It involves persistent lying, denial, trivial feelings, causing the victim to feel confused or anxious. Common examples include that never happened, you're too sensitive, or you are imagining things, right? Now, the denial of facts is they say abuser, but I'm not going to say a gaslighter is really abusive. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But they deny that events occurred or that they said something, even when presented with proof, right? Ooh, that sounds good, May May. That sounds really good. Yeah. If you're on social media, you know somebody like this. You absolutely do. They twist rearrange or omit details to make the, I'm not going to, it says victim, but, you know, I think in some cases, I don't want to say abuser or victim, but they make them doubt their memory, right? They project their own behavior onto the victim. They make these individuals feel responsible for their actions. So, if someone does something to you or says something or whatever, yeah. They will try to make you believe whatever happened didn't happen. And it's your fault, right? Damn, I know exactly the person who acts like that. There's a couple of them, right? They do the shit, say the shit. I mean, and then they're like, well, you made me do it. You're the one who made me do it. So, yeah. Insisting a conversation happened that did not occur. They minimize your feelings and tell you that your perception of things is wrong, right? How many times has somebody said something messed up to you and then they're like, I was joking, right? They say a hurtful comment and turn it into a joke. I was joking, right? And accusing you of being the dishonest one, right? Oh, why are you bringing this up? That's a great, that is a great example. They deflect, they change the subject, or refuse to listen when confronted. Wow. That is really wild. Really freaking wild. So, people who experience gaslighting, right? Some of them, if you're not mentally stable, it can lead to constant second guessing and doubt, feeling confused, anxious, or crazy, constant apologizing, inability to make decisions, and dependence on the person who's gaslighting you. Right? Like I said, you know, I guess depending on the form, because see, all of these things, hey, Sage, all of these things lead into coercive control. It leads into coercive control. Absolutely. Right? So, I don't know. I don't get people like that. For real. For real. I don't know. I've always just felt like if you have something to say, freaking say it, right? That's the way I feel, anyway. And this is my thing, too. My channel will always be like this. My opinion is my opinion. That doesn't mean anybody else has to have the same opinion that I do, right? At all. I just don't believe in that. For sure. A lot of people on these YouTube streets don't give a fuck about anybody. It's however they look, right? no matter what's being said or done, they will make it about them. If it's about you, they basically move in and alienate you from everyone who cares and makes you feel worth. Yes, May May. Oh, thanks, A1 Way Street. Yeah, I mean, I'm not over here on my channel to fight about nothing. And I learned very quickly that, you know, there's not a whole lot of people on these streets that, I don't want to say really give a fuck. I don't want to say that. That's kind of being right. Maybe that's going to an extreme. Right? Let me get this pulled up. They generally destroy the person that you are. Well, I mean, this is me. Look, I feel the way I feel about a lot of things. But if I'm having a conversation with somebody, they may not have the same opinion as me, and I'm good with that. I am absolutely good with that, right? Hey, Linda. I mean, I'm not going to fight anybody over something that they believe. I'm not into that shit. I'm really not. And I have my own way of thinking. But I think on social media, what it comes down to is you really have to be careful about who you let into your life, I guess. Right? This is the thing. I was watching a creator. They had somebody on their panel, and this scallywag is talking about how dare this person have anything to say. They had CPS called one time, and, you know, like one time isn't a fucking enough. Are y'all putting notches in your belts about who gets CPS called the most? I'm sorry, that's craziness to me. Gaslighting is a hard thing to decipher, as they are like wolves in sheep clothing. It's easy not to see them for who they are, usually before it's too late. Well, I think you just, I don't know. I'm going to let you guys listen to this. This is, I've already got the link in the description, but this is about impasse, okay? This is about when impasse finally stop caring, okay? So I'll be stopping it off and on.
It doesn't look like a breakup at first. It looks like you replying slower. It looks like you forgetting to follow up. It looks like you not asking the extra question that used to keep everything glued together. And then one day, you notice something that scares you a little. You don't feel the pull anymore. Not hatred, not revenge, just the pull is gone. In a moment, I'm going to tell you what is actually happening inside your nervous system when you stop caring. Because
And I don't think it's that you actually stop caring. I think that, you know, you just have to. I am very guilty about just blocking people out of my life, right? I don't come on here. I don't tell things that I know about the people or whatever. I'm not into that. Now, There's a lot of other creators who are into that, okay? They will befriend somebody, and the minute that they're like, okay, they go full force and or whatever. I have never been a person that has ever recorded conversations. I don't fucking know how to record a conversation. I really don't. Emotional burnout. Yes, that's the way to put it. My sister gaslights people who are vulnerable. Well, from what you say about your sister, May, girl, your sister sounds like she's got quite a few talents. I'm just saying, for sure. But I mean, I don't know. I've never been into doing that. I've done a couple three-way phone calls, only with one other person, though. It's always been the same person. I never done a three-way phone call with different people, you know. I think they are gotcha people. They feed off negativity. Hey, Grumpy Grandma. We're not talking about anybody specific. We are not talking about anybody specific over here. You know, if someone fits the bill for you, then okay, and if not, then okay, right?
Because it's rarely what people accuse you of. And later, I'll show you the quiet sign that proves you've detached for real, plus what to do when the person who drained you suddenly comes back kinder than ever. First, let's tell the truth. An empath doesn't stop caring because they're heartless. An empath stops caring when caring has become self-abandonment, when love has become a job, when your kindness is no longer a choice, but a reflex you can't turn off.
Does that make sense? Girl, Grumpy Grandma, I always got somebody messing with me. Always. They love messing with me. They love a remain calm reaction. There's been people before that have came in just to see if they can get me feisty. Sure have. But yeah, that makes perfect sense, I think. Give until you have nothing left to give. Yeah, I get that. I don't know. And I mean this when I say this. If I was a millionaire, all of my friends would not have to worry about money. They would not have to worry about it. For sure. I am at the stage in life I don't need anyone else to come. Yeah. The older you get, it's like you're more set in your ways, right? And definitely, I get where you're coming from. Yeah, give until you really don't have anything else to give. And I guess you have to question you just have to you end up questioning so many freaking things, right? Yeah, emotionally draining. Hey, you know what? I'm not going to say that I haven't had probably people that I talk to, especially when right before Todd died or right after Todd died, and they were probably didn't like me talking about struggling and stuff. So I know on my channel, I really tried. I mean, I'm human and I absolutely talked about it. But I tried not to stay on it constantly, right? Struggle with boundaries. Yeah, definitely. Hey, DJ. I mean, of course absolutely. Absolutely. She is, isn't she?
even when it's hurting you. Most people think stops caring means you stopped loving, but what it usually means is you stopped over-functioning. You stopped being the emotional manager. You stopped being the one who notices everything and then fixes everything. You stopped carrying the relationship's oxygen tank while pretending it's normal that you're the only one breathing for both of you. And that shift can feel shocking, especially if your identity has been built around being the one who tries. Here's a pattern you probably know. Someone disappoints you. You feel the sting in your chest, the heat in your face, the tiny drop in your stomach. And within seconds, your mind starts protecting them.
Thank you. I've done that many times. Many times. And it's not easy. For real, it's not. Oh, thanks, Grumpy Grandma. I tried, but I'm a human being too. And you know, I have my own feelings, and I would rather someone just say, "Hey, I don't want to be your friend anymore," than to just, I don't know, fucking weird shit.
They're stressed. They didn't mean it. They had a hard childhood. They're not good at emotions. You do the empathy work so quickly that you barely notice you've just stepped over yourself. And the next thing you know, you're the one apologizing for how.
Oh my God. I just talked about this the other day. How many times I've apologized for the way I feel about something. That pisses me off. That really pisses me off. Right? Yes, there's weirdo flies. No, I'm weird. I'm the weirdo. Right? I just talked about that. Apologizing. And I'm like, why the fuck am I apologizing to these people? Why am I apologizing because I believe a certain way? No, flies. I know that's you. Don't even woohoo. You made me think of Mark, damn it. I did not want to think of that guy. It's okay, though. I learned boundaries way too late in life. I think probably a lot of us did, Grumpy Grandma, right? For sure. And look, right? At least I didn't woo. What? I'm lost. You didn't woo. Oh, he woos. You're right. He's a wooer. You said woohoo. Hey, Sassy Ann. Okay. I forgot where I was. You were raised too sheltered? Yeah, I mean, I think I even said who I apologized to that I shouldn't have apologized to. No, you're fine. Nothing heavy going on over here right now. We just talking. And look, then you get into this so-called Summer Wells community. Holy moly. You have got to watch yourself with some of them people. And I ain't lying. Jesus knows I ain't lying. Hey, Jean. Craziness. But no, I've never recorded a conversation. I mean, I've got texts that people have sent me. I don't, I don't know. It's a tough community. It's a fucked up community. That's what it is. I ain't never seen so much shit like that in my life. All around a little girl's name. It's freaking disgusting. And don't fucking, hey, ask Mama Bear. I love talking to Mama Bear, but she can ask me one question and I go on a 20-minute rant about what pieces of shit Candace Bly Wells is and her hubby Don Wells. I feel kind of bad for her sometimes. She'll ask me something and I'll be like, them motherfuckers. That will get me every time. It is crazy on YouTube. It is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch YouTube hardly anymore either. What I end up doing is I check the clip channels for sure. Clippity clip. Yes, Poppy, you have a life. You absolutely do. We don't all see things the same, but we can talk to each other even if we don't. I mean, that's the way it should be, Linda. That's the way it should be. But let me say this. I'm not in to people trying to bullshit me about something. I'm not into it. And then, this is the thing. They try to bullshit you. And then when you're like, look, I'm good. I'm good. I don't think we need to converse anymore. And they're like, I'm telling you the truth. I'm not lying. It's not the fact that the person's lying or not. It's the fact that you don't want to fuck with the shit no more. Right? There's a pattern. You learn there's a freaking pattern with some people, especially that have inserted themselves into a little missing girls case. So, you know what? Jesus needs to take the wheel on that. Both hands, Jesus. 10 and 2, Jesus. One hand steering on that wheel isn't helping. You need to grab it with both hands. Because it's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, I had to kind of get to, I learned very quickly not to let some things bother me, especially on YouTube. If somebody says something or something like that, it's like, okay, Panda Purple. You want me to drop you the link? You can come up and tell me about it. Because I don't know about it. And that's not what we were talking about. But if you want to come up and tell me about it, that's what my channel's all about. I give people a chance if they're talking shit about somebody in my chat and I don't know what they're talking about. I give them the opportunity to take this link and come up and tell me about it. Come tell me about it, since it's important for you to come in and talk about it, because I don't know anything about it, right? I don't watch any of them. I don't watch any of them. But there's the link. I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute. Come on up. I'm waiting. Come on up, Panda Purple. Dang, what happened? What happened? Damn it. See, you got me interested. Did you just ghost me? Right? I wasn't speaking about the Jessica Lunsford Act. Yeah. All right. You got to go, Panda. You are nothing but a troll. You are a troll. Get out of here. Ain't got time for you today. See, they come in, say shit like that, but then they don't want to come up and back it up. Damn it, you almost had me hooked there, troll. Little trolly troll. Damn. Yeah, going back to the pandas. Okay, so we're at, the empath stuff. Oh, where am I on that? Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, thanks, Linda. I don't give a shit about Panda Purple. I don't. But no, Blige, you're right. I wasn't talking about that. I mean, that's a great example. That could be narcissistic. That could be coercive control, right? You're coming into my chat and you're like, oh my God, Mama Bear, Cattle Kings, you know, da 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 da. Okay. Channel mate. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. Well, that's what I said, DJ. I seen exactly when they made it. For real. There's Mama Bear. Mama Bear, somebody named Purple Panda. They love you. They came in my chat. They wanted to give you a shout out because they loved you so much. They think Cattle Kings is wonderful, that he's even on a list. He is on a freaking list somewhere. That's what they said. But they wouldn't take the link to tell me about it. Now that pisses me off. For real. Yeah, she's a troll. She's definitely a troll. I went and checked. Or he, we don't know. We do not know. For sure. For sure, for sure. But damn, they just came in here and handed me an example. An example of everything that I said. For sure. Why do you have BB? Why you got BB?
Because my nickname is Bitch Bear.
Oh, you got a nickname?
Yeah. How are you doing, RC?
I am good.
Good, good, good. So this person comes in your chat that is Hammy. Purple Panda is Hammy.
I don't know who she is. I don't care.
Yeah, it's part of the Panda
I
crew.
dropped the link. I was like, if you want to tell me about it, there's a fucking link. I wasn't talking about that shit, but if you want to pay my attention, take the fucking link and tell me about it.
Well, see, just the other night we were on Suzette's and we asked them again to take a link. They don't want to take a link. They want to go to every creator and stir up in their chat, derail their lives for whatever reason. to whatever
Yeah.
god awful reason they want.
I knew
Well,
they wasn't going to take that link. They wasn't bothering me none. I mean,
yeah.
you know
Well, I
how
got
I
to
am.
know.
I'm like, you want to come in and mention it? If I don't know about it, take the fucking link and tell me about it. Obviously, it must not be true or something because they didn't want
No.
to take the link and talk about it. So,
And I'm right here. They can still take that link. I'll mute out. I promise to God I'll mute out.
right. No, she ain't going to take the
Cattle
link.
King's right here as well. He's wanting to know what list we on today.
I don't know, girl.
I mean, y'all want to derail
I do
RC?
not know. Now, I'm, you know how I am. Hey, Cattle Kings. Hey, Guy. How are you?
I'm doing good, dear.
Yeah, I had just got the call, go to RCs, and I'm like, let me call y'all back because I was in the middle of a call, you know what I mean? And I said, hold on, let me call
Not
y'all back. I
you.
was going to call.
You in the middle of a call?
Yes, ma'am, I sure
Okay.
was.
That's
And
not surprising.
I said, I'll be back to this call. I said, I got to go see what's going on.
I get so tickled at you though, because she'll text me and she'll be like, "How you doing?" And
I
I'm
do. I
like,
make sure everybody's not busy.
and I get tickled because I'm like, "Girl, you know you want to ask me a question, so just ask me the question."
Yes, I do that to you. But I
That
try
is
to make
so
sure
funny.
nobody's busy when I ask questions.
No, I'm never
Because it liable to
busy.
be a 30-minute, it liable to be a 2-hour conversation, you know?
Hey, always interesting for sure.
Oh,
For
yes.
sure.
Yes. And I was so interested. But yes, that's who that is.
Yeah.
That's why I came into your chat just like I did. I'm right motherfucking here. You
Yeah,
got something to say to me,
no,
Purple Panda Tammy?
I
Let's
think,
rock.
I don't think she was expecting my reply, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't
Because
think
you
maybe
know
it's
how
just coming in
hey,
this chat too quick.
everybody knows I'm a nosy bitch. And if
Right.
you want to come in my chat and say something when I ain't talking about that person or don't know what you're talking about, then you're gonna be told to take the fucking link, come up here and tell
Blame
me what's
yourself.
going on. And
Yeah.
I ended
'Cause
up
hey,
blocking her though, because that account was just made in February.
yes, ma'am, I
So
know. I know.
it's like, what
We
the
know
fuck
exactly
ever.
who that is.
Do they not think that we're not gonna check channels? I always check channels.
They think what nobody knows how to.
Either I check them or Poppy or Flies checks them.
Exactly, because you got them dancing right.
Maymay's our mascot. She doesn't have to do anything.
Aw.
She just kind of stays and I don't know, Maymay, what do you do? Talk shit. But we love when Maymay talks shit.
What the
We do.
fuck? Bubba.
She is so funny.
I'm sorry. I just seen an ad where these point of view sunglasses, right? He's got a camera built into them. And part of the advertisement shows, videos and service calls and stuff like that. This might get your ass beat on the job site. I'm like, wait, what? I'm serious.
Yeah, boy.
Look.
Okay, so what was your title about since I'm
It's
already
called
here?
Narcissist, Gaslighters, Coercive Control, and Empathy.
Well, hell, RC, you asked for them, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you are not Maymay. Maymay, I will kick your ass
No,
for
you're not,
saying that
man.
in chat.
Let me
Let
see
me
this.
move it.
May, you know you're not that. I
She
promise you.
knows. She knows I don't like that word. That's why she said it. I'm gonna have to get a belt out.
Get it,
Get her in
get it.
line. So no, I was just going over like empathy and when you have a lot of empathy, when does the point come in that you kind of realize that maybe you should think about yourself first,
Right.
maybe before you put all of your energy into other people. And well, the thing about it is people can be hurt very easily, and especially on social media.
Exactly.
I mean, some people invest a lot of time and energy and everything else, and then they turn around and, you know, you just have to kind of start putting yourself first, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Yes, May, I am gaslighting you right now,
We both
lady.
are on that one.
Right now. But yeah, I've talked about coercive control before, as far as like the Summer Wells case. And it's pretty interesting. Also, something called emotional, I can't remember, guys, emotional something, and it's where the parent starts putting the children like in a position where, an example is, a parent goes to a child and starts basically using that child as you know, a therapist, and they talk about maybe the child's mother and
Kind of like reverse psychology.
right,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, kind of. Hey, SDA, what the movie Gaslighting? Is there a movie called Gaslighting?
I'm not sure.
Well, damn, girl, you know I'm gonna Google that shit. I bet that's
Yeah,
a good movie.
The 1940s or 50s, maybe. Okay.
Gaslighting movie. I spelled lightning. I didn't spell lightning. Here it is.
Right.
Oh, Gaslight movie from 1944. Wow.
Oh,
It's a
Google.
psychological thriller.
I wonder if it's copyrighted. Maybe we can go over it one night. Maybe
I
you can
don't
play on your
know. I
channel.
will
If it's not
find
copyrighted.
out.
Yeah, you'll have to look in the transcripts under the description and see if it's got the copyright symbols and
Yeah, I
stuff.
will.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. That's how the term gaslighting came about. It's got Ingrid Bergman in it.
Nice.
That is a oldie but goodie right there.
Yeah, gotta be.
That is crazy.
All right, well, RC, I'm gonna jump down, okay, baby cakes?
All right, you criminal.
Yes, ma'am. No, look, breaking the law, breaking the law. I love y'all. See y'all in the chat.
Later, girl.
Later.
That is so funny. See, things can be laughed at for sure. Here, I'm going to show you guys. I Googled it. Absolutely. Hang on. So, okay. So the plot twist is the guy Gregory's desk is pried open, and Paula finds the letter from Bauer that her husband insisted was a delusion. Cameron expresses that Gregory is systematically driving her into madness. Gregory is actually Sergius Bauer, who red-rummed Alice but was interrupted by a young Paula before he could find her jewels. Wow, that's crazy. That is interesting. Heck yeah. Hey, I love different stuff. Ooh, Jude. I remember when I shared something that Oprah Winfrey did, and they got me for it. They did. Freaking weirdos. Freaking weirdos. For sure. Flies, I'm glad you're feeling better today. I mean, I hope you're feeling better today. I do. All right, let's see what else this man has to say.
How you reacted to what they did. That's not love. That's conditioning. That's your nervous system saying, keep connection at any cost. Now here's the first hard truth that changes everything. You didn't care too much. You cared alone. And caring alone doesn't turn you into a better partner or friend. It turns you into a quieter version of yourself.
And this is the thing too. There are a lot of people, that are alone, right? They're alone. They may not, their family may not live near them. They may not have any family. There are a lot of people on social media that are alone. And if people don't understand that there are individuals that for a living, to make money, etc., they will pick out the person that they know is alone, that they know they can control. It is there. I see it every day on YouTube when I watch anymore. Because I did get to the point where a lot of stuff was just regurgitated stuff, right? I don't know. Especially in Summer's case, it's like, I just don't even really talk to a lot of people that is even involved. Well, I don't want to say involved, but talk about her case, right? They look for the weak, but you're not weak. That I try not to be weak. I do. But then we kind of get into the empathy stuff, right? Because I am one person on these YouTube streets that people cannot say that maybe sometimes I may feel a little bit bad for people who don't deserve me to feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit is real. It's like, hey, I kind of feel bad that, you put yourself in jail and, and that's a number of people on YouTube in the Summer Wells community, right? I kind of feel for you there. But, it's, you know what I mean? And a lot of people, they will get you to sympathize with them. And then when something happens to you, they're nowhere to be found. That's just fact. I've seen that on YouTube plenty of times, Too much, yeah. Yeah, there was too much. There's still too much, Jew, going on behind the scenes in Summer's case. For sure. And I am just, it's sad because I just, if it's not about Summer, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the bullshit. And I think some people need to maybe take a step back and think about what they're saying and maybe word it a little differently or something like that. But I have been very adamant since I started talking about Summer's case that I wasn't going to get drawn into the drama of it. And some things are just as I said, drama. That's just not me. You know, I got iced out for a reason. And I know the reason. It's called, I don't need to listen to your dumb, messed up mind shit, right? For sure. But that's just me. That is just me. I mean, Don Wells. What more can you say about Don Wells? What more can you say about Candace? I'm sure people have plenty of things that, you know, they can say, but what does that have to do with Summer? Can I shorten your name? Honey, it's not, why isn't it, you can't tag her? You should just be able to put the @ and then put her name in there. It's not working like that? You can shorten my name. My name's pretty short, though. Well, I knew that was going to happen. I think all of us knew that was going to happen. We sat back and watched that. And when, and this is my opinion, when his father started saying things about him for shock value because he knew that monetarily he was going to start gaining some cash. That guy made thousands of dollars off of his son's name. Then went back to the police station and stood outside and saying shit like, my pockets are empty. My pockets are empty. How am I going to look for my son? My pockets are dry. And I'm like, dude, okay, what could that be called? Narcissistic? Sure, I bet. Did he try to gaslight some? Oh, yeah, we seen him gaslighting. Coercive control? Yeah, that dude definitely likes control, right? For sure. It's okay, Sage. Oh my gosh, May, you really watched that movie, Drag Me to Hell. Did you? I mean, May, you love Pavarotti. No, his name's not Pavarotti. Is it Pavarotti? I don't know. I can't remember, May, who your favorite guy singing is. Pavarotti. And you watch Drag Me to Hell. Girl, you are just a different kind of person. Oh, Bocelli, I'm sorry, Andre Bocelli. I am sorry. I was calling you Pavarotti. Who's Pavarotti? Was he a singer too? I can't remember. For sure. Yeah, they did. I mean, I've always said this, you guys. The making the money off of different things that had to do with Summer, I really don't. I've always just stayed in my lane about that stuff. Excuse me. And I think why I've done that, I mean, do I think it's pretty messed up? I do. I absolutely do. I think it's totally messed up how some of them made their money, right? It's what the information that they were giving out to make that money. I have always been really big on the information not being created by someone to just put it out there knowing that it's misinformation, right? No, I wasn't, Jude. For a long time, I wasn't monetized. Because I wasn't monetized when the first time Cher came over here. And she told me monetize. And I was like, well, I never really thought about doing that. But I did. I did. So I just think if you put in the work with YouTube to be able to monetize, then freaking monetize. I mean, my channel's not like some of the others. I'm sure some of the others rake in thousands of dollars and, probably make a pretty penny every month. What some people don't realize is when you're monetized on YouTube and they run ads, you're not making big bucks. You are not making big bucks off of them running those ads for sure. So, oh, thanks, Sage. For sure. I feel, this is just me, and this is being honest. I feel bad if I even mention money. Now, I mean, my flipping Cash App and Venmo's on the banner. I never point that out. I mean, I just did, but I never point that out at all. So, because I know that y'all are my peeps, and I know we're all struggling in some way. We are all struggling in some way. And it would be a cold day in hell before I would ever think that someone was giving me their money and possibly not even eating at their house, not making sure that they're the priority first. And it happens a lot here on YouTube, a whole lot, right? I mean, we all struggle, and it makes it really bad for people who don't ask for anything, and they may be struggling or something, and they don't even want to ask. They don't even want to ask. Thank you, Jude. That's sweet of you, darling. Thank you, Jude. But they don't want to ask. And they're the type of people that you can ask them, how can I help you? Give me your Cash App. Let's, try to help you. And they won't even give their Cash App. There are so many people that don't want other people to take them needing help and turning it into, something totally different, because that's what they do here on YouTube, right? Now, of course, looking at Ziggy as an example, that girl, let me tell you, there's no Cash Apps in Canada? Dang, I didn't know that. That's wild. So they have different things though, right? SDA? That's crazy. Do they have a different, so is there like a different app that they use? There's PayPal. I don't have PayPal. I've had a lot of people tell me to get PayPal. I might break down and do it. I don't know. The sad thing with Ziggy, I mean, when she came out and threw a fit about her electric, number one, I couldn't believe that the electric company let her electric get that high. But then again, my last electric bill was it came out 380 something. 380 something freaking dollars. That's electric, water, sewage, trash, $10 for trash pickup once a week. That's a lot of freaking money. A lot. So she freaked out, contacted Nicolina777. And, you know, this is highly my opinion. I truly think she was getting hold of Nick because she thought Nicolina was going to be, hey, everybody, you know, Ziggy's having trouble. And she tried to get her electric put into Frank's name, or Fred's name. And, you know, yeah, they caught him. So she needs about $3,000 to pay her electric bill. I think that's what she thought was going to happen. And Nicolina was like, hell, fuck no. Leave me be, woman. Right? That's a lot of money to owe on your fucking electric bill. But you know what I said? And this may not be word for word, verbatim about what I said about it, is that don't worry, everybody. Someone or a few people will have that money to her within a couple of hours. And guess what? I don't think her electric ever got shut off. But the electric company caught her. They were like, you're living with Fred. Right? So I think she was like, hey, electric company, you know, this is going to go into Fred Hill's name. I don't live there anymore. And they were like, yes, you do, because you do live streams every day. And so we have proof that you are in the house with him. Really? She blamed that on 6up. I'm like, lady, they just turned on your YouTube. I mean, obviously, y'all were in the same room together. For real. Yes, they are, Sassy Ann. They are still very much in love. Girl, 500? Wow. You got well water? Oh, is everything electric? Do you have everything electric? Because that's a lot. That'd be stalking. Not necessarily. Maybe somebody's a fan that works at the electric company, SDA. You know, I'm sure Ziggy's got fans everywhere. I mean, oh, well, no, they probably wouldn't say that. That's just me running my mouth. That's just me, SDA. I'm just saying. I get kind of, thank you, September Angel. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's just me. I can't help it. Anytime I think about Ziggy, I could watch her and roast her every time. right? Climb in your loft and steal the neighbor's electricity. May. No, you're fine, SDA. Funny. I love having fun. I do. I can laugh at just about a lot of things. And then a lot of things I'm like, oh, hell no. Stop your shit. Calm to stop gaslighting. And this is what gets me. These people will try to make you look like you're the bad person. Right? You are the bad person. And don't ask questions, damn it. You gaslighting me? Are you gaslighting me? Are you? Jamie, did I say hi to Jamie? We all might be off grid anytime, but last ice storm took Nashville out. Wow. Hey, Miss Justice. You can also cut little holes in the floor and spy on the neighbors. May. Did your sister do that? Did your sister do that? I want to know. I know you didn't learn that yourself. You would never do such a thing, May. The ones that bug me are the ones like Dolly and Gray Hughes, who hold their chat hostage saying they're going to shut down the live stream if people don't donate. No way. Are you serious? I think I've watched that Gray Hughes maybe once or twice. And I think I've watched Dolly about the same amount. And that's pretty weird, right? Because Dolly, you know, he was all in that talking about the Summer Wells case and stuff. And I never watched him. I bet Dolly made a bad boo-boo. I mean, there's a whole list of bad boo-boos that Dolly made. For sure. My sister's probably done this before. I love you, May. They are very arrogant. Very arrogant. I think people over here like it when I get feisty. They do. People love it when I'm bitching about something. I don't know. Maybe I do it with a little bit more humor than other people. Well, it didn't surprise me that Dolly showed up. JLR showed up at the Nancy Guthrie residence, and, that shit didn't surprise me a bit. Right? Hell no, don't ever let anybody do that to you. Are you kidding? I can guarantee you that would never fucking happen over here. I mean, I've gotten bitchy before because I'm like, when you feel like you've been working really hard and to put out good content, and you don't get a tip or something like that, and then you see somebody like Dolly and freaking now JLR, I have to give it to JLR, man. He's doing pretty freaking good. Pretty good. But you see people just freaking handing them money, you get a little pissed off sometimes. You're like, hey, Dolly, that Turtle Island you talk about all the time, put your ass on it for a while. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Put your ass on that island, Dolly. These guys, this is the thing. Go back if you really want to and put in the search bar these guys' names. You're going to be amazed what you come up with. amazed at what some of these guys were doing, especially Dolly, right? Now, JLR, I was shocked. You guys, seriously, I was fucking shocked. It was like somebody just hauled off and punched me right in my face. It was kind of like Ernie punching himself in the face when Betty said they had done the deed. Oh my gosh. I was like, what? What? That, that has stuck with me. I'm sorry. He does. JLR holds the record for suing people. For real. No, a one-way street. I mean, why should he act any different than what he always did? Just because he had a heart attack? I mean, I had a heart attack. Have I seemed different? I think maybe a couple things, really gets me in my feels. But other than that, I'm just chill. Chill. He sounds like a garden gnome. Ha ha ha. Well, that's nice to hear, Stein Eric, that Epstein is shaking your system. Did I mention Epstein? What, Stein Eric, what do you need? Just tell me what you want. For real. What are you wanting? Or you want me to talk about Jeffrey Epstein? Because I already said no. No, I'm not. Once I start talking about flipping Jeffrey Epstein, I will not be talking about anything else for the next 5 years. So guess what? He's doing that here too. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is the thing, okay? I'm going to use it as a freaking example. He came in here with 2 or 3 of his little friends, right? They caused havoc in my chat. They were being complete assholes. They were blocked, and I unblocked a bunch of people the other day, and Stein Eric must be on that list. I must have unblocked him. It was very rude what they did. Now, some people can think it's rude that I'm mentioning it, but too bad, my channel. I'm going to mention it. For sure. I've always been kind to you, Stein. Always. I think this is what I want to believe, okay? This is what I want to believe. That you got really excited about your Facebook group, that you were going to start talking about Summer Wells, right? And maybe I'm kind of hoping that you took notice of what your friends did. Okay? Jeez. But I always give people a chance. Okay? Now, please. Now, I am not going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein and Summer Wells in the same breath. One thing I did find interesting, I think it was on Killer Looks, where he was talking about a case of a woman that had been taken when she was young in eastern Tennessee, and they actually kept her like under a house. Now, one of the things that interested me about that was because guess what psychic talked about that? And I'm like, now I know where she freaking got it. It wasn't because she felt the chills on her freaking legs. It was because she had heard it before. I'm just saying. I should find it and show you. I should. I mean, what do you call that? Coercive control? Well, I think all creators have some sort of coercive control, right? It's so funny because I catch myself. I get feisty, and when I get feisty, I get louder and louder and louder. I apologize for that. I am sorry if I'm screaming in your face. Coercive control. That is big time coercive control to say, I am not ending this live until I get $100. Right? I'm keeping you all here. Who the fuck in reality thinks that they can keep anyone in a chat? In a chat. That's weird to me. That happened before. I am weak. Can you feel it? You guys feel those vibes coming through the YouTubian galaxy? You hear them? Heck yeah. No, really, I've got this like psychedelic pattern and you know the controlling music is just turned down so much that you're hearing it, but you're not hearing it. You know what I mean? For real. My sister has coercive control. She holds me hostage in her car when she gives me a lift. I can never just get a lift. May, she loves you. That's why she won't let you out of the car. I bet that your sister tells you, May, I'm not letting you out of the car until you tell me you love me. Even though I red run somebody and got away with it. Give me a hug, girl. I would be scared, May. I would be scared. I don't know if I'd let her take me anywhere. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, not well. Yeah. I mean, not everybody in Tennessee's crazy. I completely agree with that. That gets into a rabbit hole in tones and vibrations. Yes. Yes, DJ. You just can't hear it. You know, that's like seeing shape, right? Like hearing something and you can kind of feel the, you know, the shape or maybe the color. And oh, you know who else fell asleep, May? Guess what? Guess who fell asleep behind the wheel of their car? I believe they were in an area looking for, was it Sebastian? Blige, you still in here? Was it Sebastian or Summer that Dolly was looking for when he fell asleep? He was driving. He was on a live. The dude fell asleep driving down the road. Sebastian, thank you. That's crazy. No, there wasn't, Stein Eric, but if anybody's interested, the Frank Hill, which is Fred's cousin, that his father lived on Van Hill, where law enforcement said they had a tip about Summer Wells. They went there. He says that nothing was found. He knew nothing was going to be found. And I mean, the guy actually, I liked the interview. I did like the interview. It's on Finds Ryan's Truth. And I especially liked what he said towards the end when he was talking about Summer's case. He talked about the red truck. I mean, you guys want me to go over it? I can pull it up really quick. It was interesting. It absolutely was. I'll give him that. He decided that, oh my God, Tina's live. Things that need to be said. Tina, I'll watch you when I'm done. I want to know what you got to say. I don't know if I do or not, but okay, what am I looking for? Find Ryan's Truth. This is what he said, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta find it. Here it is. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, you guys. Okay? I'm not. So I will give you guys the link and you can go watch it if you want to watch the whole thing. Because he says nothing's ever been done. They haven't said anything. They were looking around an area, I think where they buried the carcasses of the pigs and stuff like that, right? Oh, hang on, let me put the name in here. I thought YouTube was putting the freaking names with the links. I'm lazy, YouTube. Now, this is the thing. I am not going to say that, I'm crazy about Find Ryan's Truth. But he has put out some good stuff concerning, Summer's case. He's kind of taken us on the ride. Okay, I think this is, let me see if we can get it started off here. Okay, here it goes. Okay, this is Finds Ryan's Truth talking to Frank Hill about the property on Van Hill. Now, I did speed it up. I do kind of want to speed it up a little bit more. I don't want to keep you guys on here forever. I know you guys get sick of me when I stay on here too long. Let me share it. Now, the voices that you're going to hear are Ryan's, and his name is Frank Hill. Okay. Her doctor's giving it to her. What is it, May May? Would you write in chat, May May? What the hell is that? Pethidine? I ain't never heard of that. Pethidine? Wow. That's sad. All right, this is Fred Hill. Frank Hill. Fred's cousin, supposedly. All right, so TBI, arrives at Van Hill Road. Oh, I guess I should unmute.
Convoy arrived. Unmarked cars, federal agents, and a complete lockdown of his father's property. He was a son barred from his own family's land. When you first showed up, when you first found out that there was a whole bunch of cars on your dad's property, what happened? What did you witness? What did you see? How did that all play out?
I was at home, and suddenly I had the convoy of like gentlemen cars went by, and none of them were marked at first. I didn't think much of it, and then someone stopped by and inquired about why there were so many cars at Dad. So I took and went out there and pulled up, and they told me the property was closed and told me to leave the property.
Now, I'm sorry, but if you see a whole bunch of cars pulling up at your daddy's, I would think that you would think something was going on before somebody comes by and says, hey, what's going on at your dad's, right? I don't know, though.
You to leave? Yes.
It was closed to leave.
Okay.
So I did.
Did they know who you were? You were
I announced myself.
Okay.
Like I told them they had no concern. Second time I went back, it was just a cold shoulder. So I went back home. I eat. About 20 minutes later, I decided to go back, and I just pulled even further up into the property until I was like kind of pushing people out of the way with the sub up. And then I didn't leave when they told me to. And finally, the guy agent came back and started speaking to me, and I told him who I was. And
Okay, like I said, this is Ryan and Frank Hill talking about his dad being basically raided by Hawkins County, TBI, FBI on the property on Van Hill.
tell me, his version of what was going on.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing was kind of a joke. I mean, a waste of time, not a joke. I mean, pretty much they were wasting their time.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd really get into the middle of it and figure out what was really going on. So I suggested that they might want to know where the remains are buried. And that got a lot of attention, and I finally was accepted amongst the crowd.
The TBI was following a lead that was detailed in the warrant that they had in hand, which we'll get to in a moment. But when Frank mentioned remains, they stopped treating him like an outsider and decided to start letting him show them parts of the land that were important. Frank signed a consent form, and then the search of the area that involved where the hogs were buried ensued.
I followed up with when he slaughters, any livestock, he takes it to to my property, which is next door. I have 7.5 acres, and he buries it there because I have a big compost pile. They wanted to ask if they could search it, look at it, whatever, and I told them, have at it, like get it over with, get it done. I don't want to deal with all this. So
Consent form and everything.
yes, full consent form. Like
You just wanted them done with it.
Yeah, it was just wasted my tax money pretty much.
Yeah.
So we went out to my property and they searched it. They ran several cadaver dogs over it. I don't know how long it took, maybe an hour, I guess.
Okay.
And that was it. They were done.
While Frank's land was cleared in an hour, his father Paul's property was completely dismantled. Divers searched the pond, agents searched the house and the barn. They left behind a mess, but no arrests.
Okay, no arrests were made. No arrests were made. So he says they basically wasted their money. Wasted their money. Right? You got it in labor. And make sure nose is crazy. Oh, probably is it like the same thing as probably the morphine from here. Might be the same thing. Right? Ugh. Hang on, I'm trying to do something. It's driving me crazy. Oh, hold on. I'll tell you, I hate not knowing how to do shit. Not good. Okay, let's see. Go here. Hang on. Damn it. Hang on. Damn it. What the fuck? Okay. Hopefully this will work. Okay. All right. Sorry, I don't know how to do shit. Not wasting money because they now know there's nothing there. Well, I mean, they didn't say what they were looking for. So if they did find something, I don't think they're going to tell them that they found something, right? And if it's something that they had to send off for testing, it may be quite a while before they get whatever results they're looking for, right? So, I mean, I don't know. Now, he talks about the red truck, okay? It's very interesting what he says about this red truck.
I got this other one.
Is that the black part says search warrant was for any documentation or parts pieces related to the Tacoma. That was what the warrant was for. He actually admitted that.
That is the
Well, that's
only.
what he told you.
This is the only thing that. Yeah.
Did they tell you?
So, law enforcement did have a warrant for the red truck. The red truck. Yes, I mean, this is the thing. Listen to the difference. If him and Fred are cousins, listen to the difference in how Frank speaks and then how Fred speaks, right?
Any point what the reason they had showed up?
He said related to the Summer Wells case.
Okay, that's all they said until that message when he admitted.
And that's because I interrogated him. Like I bugged him to the point that he gave me something.
So where is the truck now? Frank insists his father's truck never had a ladder rack.
So they wasn't going to tell him anything. They wasn't going to tell him nothing. So let me show you guys this. Okay. The red truck. They're showing, showing different red trucks, kind of. For some reason, when law enforcement talked about the red truck, let me ask you guys a question and answer it honestly. When you pictured that red truck that they were talking about with the ladder racks and stuff, in your mind's eye, were you thinking about maybe a truck that was, really messed up and it was really old and probably had rust all over it and shit? I mean, is that the way you thought about that truck? Now,
Didn't match the Bolo or Be on the Lookout flyer. He also admits the truck is gone, and the story of where it went involves a series of confusing updates by the TBI. Frank told me that the truck was sold to a local buyer first. He claims he even saw it a year later at a gas station in Baileyton, fixed up with a new hood and a bed liner.
so they sell the truck and he actually runs in at Baileyton, runs into the individual that he sold the truck to, and it had a new hood and a new bed liner in it, right? Yeah, he's getting ready to say that
There were rumors going around about the Tacoma that PI said it ended up in South America. There's some rumors about it being sold at one point. What do you know about the truck? Just your own
I
personal.
saw that factual information.
Now listen, because he starts talking about what do you say, South America? It being the truck. There were rumors about the truck in South America or something.
being sold at one point? What do you know about the truck? Just your own
I've
personal.
got factual information of what I've seen with my own eyes, and I have my suspicion of how it might have ended up out of the country if it did. If it did.
Okay.
But start with, the truck had like 400,000 miles on it. It was, these are not gentle miles.
Where was that at, Sage? Protesting outside the home that Don was working at, or at 110 when they were protesting at the bottom of the drive there? The ladder rack being called a cattle rack. What? At the house where Don was working at. Right? Do you guys believe that at one time when Jose said he was at 110, that Don had a truck that looked like that? Jose said Don had a red truck like the one they was looking for, and he had a bunch of stuff in the back, and Jose schooled him on how to put a red flag, or something up to let people know that, there's a lot of things in the back of this truck, and, anything could happen, right? Yes, the young guy they tracked down. There was also a red truck that had caught on fire. There were so many different stories about that red truck, and there was many of those red trucks in the area, right? Okay, Sage. I will look at that.
These were work miles.
Farm truck, right?
Yes, I'm talking like it was ballpark. The truck never went up for sale. Someone offered money for it, like they offered to buy it, and it went. I mean, it's that simple. I remember it was at a house in Bayleton for a long time. I remember seeing it like sitting there. Like,
After you sold.
So they sold the truck, and he's sitting there saying that he remembered that truck sitting in front of a house in Bayleton. I mean, there's a lot of people who has mentioned this area, right? A lot of people's mentioned that area.
After your dad sold it.
yeah, after he sold it. It sat there for a long time. And then I seen the guy at the gas station and talking just a brief moment, and it's just listing all the things got to replace on it, and just it looked a lot better. It did a whole lot better,
So
actually.
you had actually talked to him about it?
Yeah,
Okay.
for 5 minutes in the parking lot. Like,
This
listen,
is the person who lives in the neighborhood?
I don't know. It was parked at that house, and then after I seen it at the gas station and talked to the guy, I never noticed it at the house again. So
your dad did the sale. You don't know who he sold it to?
no,
Frank describes the situation as a 400,000-mile work truck that was sold locally and likely ended up in a well-known export pipeline to the south.
Don't settle
Now,
for
this
less.
is interesting. I wanted to show you guys this. Where they're talking about these trucks and stuff being moved. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Okay, so they're talking about how these trucks may end up a ways away, right? Has anyone else ever backed Dawn's story up about the yellow car speed? No, I've never heard law enforcement or anyone say anything about that. Right? But again, you got to remember that who had a yellow vehicle that Dawn had a hard on for at the time, right? They said at one time Jody, I guess, had a yellow vehicle. I don't know. What's his name? What is his Dudley? How could I forget Dudley? Why did the pterodactyl go to the bathroom, May May? I do a pretty good, let me see. Fly said, Baileyton is down the road from them. It has interstate on and off ramps. Yeah, Jody mentioned it. She, if I remember correctly, kind of mentioned that area real soon after summer went missing. He had a silent P. A silent P? Oh, pterodactyl, I get it. Damn, May, that was a good one. You had me stumped there for a minute. I was stumped, lady. I really was. Let's give you a round of applause for that. For real. Round of applause for that one, May. You know I love a good pterodactyl. That's what some people sound like when they're on a fucking roll. If they mention it, that just means think it was an easy way out of the area. Well, I remember, I believe Marlena had been to that area, stayed in that area, or something like that. Can't remember off the top of my freaking head. Yeah. But watch, Ryan's going to show how these people move these vehicles to different areas. So he sold the truck locally, seen it sitting in a house in Baileyton, then seen the guy at a gas station, and then he didn't see the truck again. Oh, wait, I got him muted. Hold on,
The
Ryan.
South American thing. If you are from the, like, well, if anywhere near the interstate, any of the exits, into truck stops, it's not uncommon to see a Toyota or a Nissan pickup, older, used, towing another one, and in the bed of them.
So basically, they're towing this vehicle in the middle. Damn, that is freaking talented. That is fucking talented to be able to be on an interstate. You would have to go specific amounts of speed. And this is how they are towing these vehicles. Right? Now, what else he says is interesting.
There'll be either stuff like boxes for moving, or sometimes four-wheelers, motorcycles, whatever, and they're in tow and they're headed south. Like,
Why do they do that?
well, you can't take lump sums of money over the border, can you?
Well, that's how they bring
You can't take lump sums of money over the border.
their payment that they earned here. That's how they bring it across.
Yep.
So when you heard about it, you assume that must have been.
So what he's saying is the payments that they make while they're here, they have to take it back somehow. Yeah, okay.
That's how they up there.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first thing that came to mind.
To Frank, this wasn't a conspiracy. It was just the normal life cycle of a beat-up farm truck. Rumors of a connection between the
I
Hills and the
know.
Wells family were fueled by a single night in
Right.
2022, a car crash at 1 a.m. where Paul Hill gave Don Wells a ride home.
When Don crashed on that corner, the picture you showed me
Oh, yeah.
of Don crashing.
Yeah, he took Don home.
It is true that your dad took Don home that night.
Mhm.
Were they friends, or was that
No.
just like helping a neighbor out?
No, that was like somebody wrecked literally at the end of your driveway. You have your neighbors are not close by. It's late at night, and Don walked up to Dad's house because it's either that or take off walking down the roads and
Yeah, it was that night too.
I mean, when did he wreck this truck? Remember, they tried to say that Don wrecked the Subaru because he was trying to, kind of give Candace a ride on the front of it, if you know what I mean. Or was Well, no, he wouldn't have been able to walk up to the house if he had gotten pulled over or anything, right? Oh, Linda. You tell him, how dare you call? I'm busy. Yeah, I mean, you would have to really know what you were doing for sure. I would need cruise control. I would definitely need cruise control for sure. Okay, so Don wrecked at that corner. He said Don walked up to his dad's house. It was at night. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
it's
dark over there.
It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I found out there's a wreck. I went out. I
1
didn't
in
know
the
who it was. I didn't
morning?
find out until days later.
Oh, that's when you just went to check it out?
Yeah. But yeah, it's near my property.
So that's when you took the picture?
Yeah, as you can see, there's nobody
Yeah.
anywhere. And
Did he hit the pole? Look at you.
yeah, he didn't hit it hard. He hit the ditch, and then it kind of.
So he did take Don home. Other than that, they're just neighbors. They know each other's neighbors, not friends. They've never hung out.
No. Days later, I asked my dad about who Subaru. Like, who was that? He said, I don't think he said his name. I think he said up there where a girl went missing or something like that.
So Dad, when questioned about it, he don't even think that his dad even said Don's name. He was like, that up there, I took him up there where that little girl was missing, right?
Okay, that's how he described it.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, he said, took him home. Okay. I can't remember if I called or somebody else called county that night because where it was in the curve is kind of a bad spot. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like I just text Belton and they send somebody else. That's how frequent it happens.
No, Stein Eric, Don never. The only little girl that he ever admitted to picking up was the one that was years prior had been, I don't know if it was years prior, but he talked about picking up a young girl off the side of the road, and she was dressed inappropriately for her age. Him being the nice guy he was, he says, come on and get in. I'll give you a ride home. He says he gets to the home. There's an older woman there. He knew the woman could not have been these children's parents, okay, and or parent, and that there was substance abuse going on in that home with the old lady, the kids, and my opinion, he partook of that. In 2022, the young girl that Dawn spotted outside of her home playing what he felt was too close to the street. So being the good guy that he was, he went, hello? Is anybody in there? Which in turn, the little girl's mother came out, I believe it was Facebook, and said, WTF, creepy man. My daughter said that you tried to get her in your truck. I have to say allegedly, right? Am I missing one? Is there another one? The little girl from the area that he did that to, yeah, her mama wasn't happy. But he didn't get her in the truck. And I mean, the first one, he basically said she was a prostitute. She was an underage prostitute. And him, out of the kindness of his heart, was taking her home. Because don't forget, Don Wells is a good guy, right? He's a good guy. Yeah, an act of kindness, right? When you stop being, that's interesting. When you stop being narcissistic yourself, that's interesting. For real. I don't know. I mean, that's your opinion. You can have your opinion. You sure can. There's definitely different kind of narcissist. But there's narcissists too who can be very harmful. For sure.
So
Have you heard about Papa?
Shit, hold on, he's got a commercial.
Saying the dirt was being hauled off the property during and after the search. Me too. In fact, at the time, I believed that was evidence the authorities had found something on the property. Unfortunately, there was a nearby business doing work, and what neighbors saw was pure coincidence.
Then why didn't they put that out to start with? I want to know. Because they sure jumped on that, didn't they? Oh, there was all this dirt that was taken from the property. And I was like, wait a freaking minute. If they were looking for something, I wouldn't think that they would haul it off of the property, right? Usually, if they feel there's a crime scene, they go through that dirt right there. They don't move the dirt. They go through it at the property itself. But I'm not law enforcement, so I don't know. I don't know. Remember that Night Hollow Road? What do you mean Night Hollow Road? Light Hollow Road. Yeah, I'm about due for a cup too. Okay.
the whole rumors about the excavation or the dirt and all that. So there's a property like on the road from mine that they've been digging out behind the house. Well, there's another property on Beach Street that they've been taking the dirt and dumping it there. Just
So I want to know, the people who were putting out that information, why didn't you make sure that it was true? Why didn't you make sure that there wasn't something else going on instead of putting out factually that dirt was being taken from that property? Inquiring minds want to know. Now, personally, honestly, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe that they were taking shitloads of dirt off of that property. Because like I said, I'm not law enforcement or anything, but, you know, usually if there's evidence, they like to keep the evidence where it was found, you know, until they have to move it. That way they can say, hey, we found it on this property. I would think that would be better than, hey, you know, this was a load of dirt we hauled off from the Van Hill property, right? But that's just me. That's just me.
it has nothing to do with anything, but there's a black Dodge pulling it up trailer going up and down the road,
Up and down Van Hill.
up and down Van Hill, had been for weeks during, all this going on.
Oh man, that's why everyone thought.
Exactly, because there was no excavation equipment. Like, no one brought excavation equipment. And it's not like they're going to hop on ours and use it.
Yep.
So if anything left there, it was in like a shoebox, something small. It wasn't.
But you didn't see them? Did you see them take anything at all off? Okay, so you didn't see them take anything?
No, it was.
Now, listen to what he says. Because he said if anything was taken, it would have been as small as a shoebox. When he asked him if anything was taken, he said he did not see them take anything. Now, you got to remember too, I do not believe that they allowed him to actually, well, no, because he tells them, I think. He tells them where the carcasses for the pigs and stuff are, I believe. I believe he helped them. I really think he gave them, you know, access to, you know, things that he definitely knew where they were located. So
There's people everywhere standing. That's most of what I seen. That was it. Just literally.
Just people standing around while they were searching.
Yeah.
The main reason that we really want to do this was partially for the community, the people who don't know you guys directly, haven't talked to you, because they're all sitting there in pins and needles waiting for something to come out. You know what I mean?
The people that actually know us, the ones that we actually, their opinion that we actually validate, like,
Care about,
knowledge,
yeah.
There's no issues.
Yeah.
Like I've not lost. Okay, all my customers. I've not lost any customers. Matter of fact, it kind of ranked business up a little bit because they're like, oh, hey, it's like they had an excuse to call me.
Yeah.
Like, and they said, well, you know what, I'm talking to you. And
But the people who
what do you guys think that I don't know. I kind of wish I knew what the tip was that led them there, right? It didn't help, Mr. A. It didn't help that Fred's like, that's my cousin, right? This is what got me too. Fred said something like, oh, hey, that's my cousin, and you know, I called him and or whatever, and he's like, and he never mentioned anything to me. That is what I remember him saying. Okay. I'll say allegedly, whatever. That is what I remember him saying. Which in turn, what did that do? That made everybody want to know why his cousin Frank didn't even mention that they were basically being raided by law enforcement. That's weird, right? So, you know, I think that maybe some of the attention after the fact, I'm sure there were people coming at, especially him, you know, on social media for sure.
haven't had a chance to talk to you guys, may only know you as acquaintances in the community, and they're wondering if something's going to come out of this. Like, in your opinion, it's done, probably. They did the search, they left.
if they found anything, or if there was actually anything behind it, why has there been? They would have loved to make an arrest.
Yeah,
Especially
They would have.
you got a sheriff going out of office. I'm sure you'd love to have that. You know, as a
solve the case.
Absolutely.
so. I mean, that's a good motivation right there.
Absolutely, you guys.
Don't buy that camera.
Absolutely. Lawson is going out of office. If he had a chance to make an arrest before he leaves office, you better believe he's going to do it.
With the case, I'm not trying to hate on anybody or nothing.
Now, this is what he says that I want you guys to hear, because, you know, he's saying some stuff that I believe in also.
This whole case.
People need to get their priorities straight with the case. I'm not trying to hate on anybody or nothing like that. I mean, I know people are trying to make a living, make money, and all that, but it's just not. There's some moral issues that
There is moral issues. There is.
struggle with on that. There's things to profit off of. There's all kinds of things to profit off of, and there's proper ways to profit. But spreading nonsense. I mean, start a series, just Summer Wells Chronicles, but don't put it in true crime. You know, like there's.
You're saying focus on her case. Focus on her.
When it comes to her case, it's about her. It's not about who said what or whatever. I mean, people can point fingers all day long. All it does is cause confusion. The energy that is being put into the BS and the unnecessary drama, if you took that energy, can you imagine what could be accomplished? I'm talking, there'd be so much that people could accomplish. They could turn their lives.
Well, and people could, I mean, of course but the sad thing is everybody's been there and done that, right? You know how many times I've heard creators say like, oh, you know, so-and-so's going to come up here. We're going to have a conversation, you know, and put it out like something really important's going to be said or whatever. And it's just a lot of times ends up just being nonsense. Just, I would love to have real conversations with people about Summer's case. And I mean, I talked to a couple people, but you know, that's how I know I got iced out. For real. You know, I'm sure the first time Prayer Garden ever associated herself over here on my channel, you know, I just escorted her out. I didn't spend a shitload of time talking about her. I didn't have anything. I didn't know her. I didn't know her. And there was so much drama and bickering. I mean, her and Don Wells were fucking bickering back and forth, you know, like they were a married couple. But I didn't care about that. I really didn't. It was just drama. Like Marlena Crawford, I listened to what she said. You know, she had been up there. She was actually allegedly helping Candace clean the house because of CPS or something. And her and Candace ended up having a falling out about something. I don't think either one of them has said what the problem was, but hell, who knows? Couldn't have been that bad, right? Oh no, was that after? Yeah, was that after the boys were taken? I don't remember. I don't remember. Okay, tell me if you guys like, this is like high school, right? And even elementary, it goes all the way up. You have somebody who's always around, right? You may have a group of friends and, you know, everybody's hanging out together, blah, blah, blah. Well, one person may end up away from the group, right? They may have moved. They may just be out of school for a week, they're sick or whatever. What happens is the other, and I'll use girls as an example, I'm sure guys do it too, but because that person's not there, they become the topic of the conversation, right? They're not there anymore. So, you know, all the little cliquies hanging around together and they're like, oh, guess who isn't here? Right? Let me tell you what she said about you, right? Because she's not there. But if she was there, they wouldn't have said a freaking word about it, right? That happens. Don't even tell me y'all don't know that freaking doesn't happen. It happens. Absolutely happens. Craziness. Craziness. Why was the property not searched before this? They were following a tip, Sassy Ann. So many people have so much claim. Yes, Jean. That's a nice little point there, right? For sure. I mean, but then again, I'm not gonna beg people to come and talk to me about the Summer Wells case. No way. Ain't gonna happen. But no, I would really appreciate anybody who wanted to come up and, you know, have that conversation. But like I said, I don't give a shit who's sleeping with who and, you know, who was doing substances with who and all that other stuff. I mean, Fred Hill has went to the point of even naming either dealers or addicts, right? He was like, yep, I went to deliver some stuff and 2 people didn't show up. And he freaking named the 2 people. So either those are dealers or freaking users. Could be both. Could be both, right? And that's kind of sad. Only for the fact that I think Fred has put himself in a position, him and his wife both, where it probably would not be a good idea for him to ever go back. Right? But that's just the way I think about it, you know? I don't have no dog in that fight. Well, you know, and there's only so much factual stuff that you can really put out. There's just only so much. And it's very sad. But I am so glad. I am so glad I never got caught up in those messes. And I really held strong to, at the very beginning when I started my channel, I said, I do not want to have a conversation with Don Wells, and I don't want to have a conversation with Candace. Because I really didn't. There was a Facebook message. I don't remember. Jody Sue, I had a Facebook message with. She told me to fuck off. Totally understandable. You know, she didn't like what I said. She told me fuck off. Never contacted her again. That was the end of that. For sure. Well, everybody could be lying. I mean, that's just bottom line to it. Everybody could be lying about something. We don't know. We do not know. Right? Yep, everybody knows them by phone. I mean, not everybody. I mean, you know, Daisy knows them. Jinky hung around with them. You know, I think some of these people only see Don and Candace maybe at, you know, a function that's being held for summer, you know. Not that they see them all the time. For sure. But I don't know where the tip came in. We really don't know what the tip was that led them to that property. Right? Now, were they relatives of Fred's that didn't hang around Fred? Possibly. Possibly.
Around. I mean, really, the same amount of energy. It's just getting displaced. Listen to it. If you can't figure out that it's either, well, majority of it was just clickbait or dramified, like people arguing amongst each other, not even about anything to do with Summer. I mean,
That's true. I've told you guys that the whole time. Some of the arguments and all of that, you have to put that to the side. That's just people arguing with each other. That's all they're doing. Right?
Process that for yourself, then, I mean, what good is it going to do me to say anything?
Yeah.
I mean, since I didn't follow up, or I've not followed it, and I just dove into it, imagine that. It's like, imagine watching like this big long series, and you're all of a sudden, you go to your friend's house, and they're like, hey, we're on season 6, come on in. And it's got a really deep storyline. You're like, what? And you have, there's so many things that are so insignificant that are irrelevant, they don't matter.
To be honest with you guys, that is so true. They're not significant and they're irrelevant, but that is the truth. Let me tell you something, because my family does not, they're not YouTube people. I mean, yeah, they watch stuff on YouTube every once in a while, but they sure in the hell don't watch their mama. They don't care. They really don't. They are not my fans. I can tell you that right now. And I'm good with that. But yes, if I was to try to explain a lot of it, they're like, what? Sounds like a soap opera, right? Craziness.
To you because you didn't get fed into the side, or like into the whole circle of things.
Having a cold must feel like a madhouse.
I'd say the worst thing that's happened to the case has been the unnecessary drama, the misleading, intentional, dramified information that has completely turned everything upside down. In 4.5 years, you could look at YouTube as propaganda. It's that long? You're going to believe it.
Oh no! Oh no, because that's what supposedly Dawn kept saying to Nana, right? In that audio. Propaganda. Or maybe he was talking to Ryan. It could have been Ryan. That's fucking weird. That's weird. So, I don't know exactly when Ryan talked to this dude. I would wonder if Don Wells heard this interview. Let me see. Because, see, I just watched this. I thought this was something new. 23 hours ago. I don't know. I don't know now. Let me see. February 15th. Greenville. They say Dawn crashed about 1 a.m. The account the mainstream media missed. This guy likes Ryan. Okay. Oh, yeah, because they talk about remains. The remains. We'll get to that. Truth about the Hills family relationship with the Wells. Did I miss something in this interview?
Even if you were there and seen it for yourself, after you hear it for so long, your story is going to start changing. Your reality of what happened is going to start changing.
That's a good point.
I mean, look at people's stories.
Yeah. Do you think that has caused harm to Summer's case?
How has it not?
Yeah.
Because then you're sitting there like, okay, this person's story just changed, but did their reality of what happened change? It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. If you look,
it's very sad, sir.
Thinking about just because of something in that aspect, think of that versus what majority of stuff you're seeing. It's sad. it's really sad that it's like
It's
vultures,
very
like
sad.
almost making a mockery of it. But
My name is.
Okay. All right, I'm done with that. But you guys go check that out, for real. For real, go check that out. I don't know. I got to get busy on what I'm doing as far as Summer's case myself. I am very guilty of needing to get my shit together in that aspect. So I get that my husband hates it. Well, I mean, they were looking for a red truck. There ended up being 1,000 red trucks in the area. You know, just complete craziness. But okay, getting back to narcissists, I think to me, there's different levels of narcissism, right? People who just want attention, that doesn't really bother me, right? There are so many people that they will not admit when they're wrong. And you can show them 1,000 times where they are wrong, right? And they're still like, no, I'm right. That's just exhausting to me, and nothing that, I mean, once somebody's called out for being wrong about something, just freaking take accountability and move on. Instead, they spend a year trying to prove that they're not wrong, you're the one that's wrong. That is exhausting to me. It really is. Yeah, he had a red truck. He sold the red truck. He's seen it sitting in a driveway at a house in Baileyton. He then saw the guy that they sold it to at a gas station. It had some improvements, the hood and something else. And then he never saw it again. So he believes that the towing on the interstate was probably, that's how South America got brought into it, I guess. Because they get it on the interstate like that, and that's how they tow it. That's how they tow it, right? So yeah, I mean, they deny that something's occurred, or they said something, even when presented with proof. They will try to gaslight you. See, this is the weird thing, because you kind of, when you talk about narcissism, that kind of goes in to an extent of gaslighting. Then you get into the, coercive control. And I mean, now, just a couple of examples of coercive control behavior. They're constantly criticizing or humiliating. They will always challenge whoever, whatever, right? They're trying to show some sort of dominance, right? Some sort of messed up mind shit dominance, right? I know that probably sounds weird. It's also when bullies force their colleagues to do something, like falsely reporting something, or maybe give them a little lunch money, You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, coercive control gets into, you can go, you know, political with it or whatever. But it's constantly putting a person down, trying to shame and humiliate them, and making them doubt themselves or their abilities. Okay? Now, I could give you quite a few examples about some individuals on these YouTube streets that do exactly that. They do exactly that, right? It's happened to me. Yep, scallywags, they want to come out there and fucking lie and try to say things that to demean me, to demean my character. You know, they absolutely fucking did that. They absolutely did. That's a great example, right? Fucking just messed up people with messed up minds. Yeah, they do. They'll twist it and turn it and, you know, whatever. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But we see that a lot. I know you guys see that a lot. I know you do. And they'll do stuff to people, you know, like silent treatment. It's a whole fucking thing. So, what's that? 5 signs you're being manipulated in your friendship. This is coercive behavior. They are passive aggressive. They avoid confrontation. However, their frustration will usually come by way of a mutual friend. That's interesting. I don't think my friends are like that, though. My friends, when they get messed with, they're like, bring it on, bitches. Bring it on. Right? Okay. They never listen. Well, that's a lot of us. We don't, you know. They are on a power trip. They ask a lot of favors and they get defensive. I think, yeah, I don't know, because I think we all, if you're really friends with somebody, you can, I just feel like you should be able to maybe get defensive in a way. If you're talking with them about, you know, what somebody has done to you or something, they probably mean that in a different way, though. And your friend doesn't give back. You know what it's saying. So, and it goes a lot deeper than this, you guys. People who tell people, okay, telling someone that they only have friends because of them is a classic, highly coercive tactic used to establish dominance, control, and dependency. It's a form of emotional abuse and a cornerstone of isolation, which is designed to sever your support system and make you rely solely on the perpetrator. I am going to say that there are a lot of individuals on social media, that probably is happening to right now. I couldn't even give you a percentage. It happens every second on YouTube, right? So, you know, on and on and on. On and on. You just keep on trying. Boy, we really went sideways with this whole conversation, didn't we? We did. For sure. I didn't even get to finish playing my empath, my stop carrying empath. For sure. For sure. For real. Ah. Alrighty. Alrighty, Mata. Alrighty. It has been done to me, some cases, still in some think I do not know because I haven't called it out. Yes, Sage. I wish I could place bets, though, because I would be rich by now. I agree. Well, I mean, and like I said, this is the way I really try to. There is just so much that I don't call out. I don't call it out. This is the thing. Is it worth it to call it out? Or, I get what you're saying, but with me, I think I have to really consider, is it worth me calling it out? Right? Because if you're an empath and they're like, well, I don't know, because being gaslit, they'd probably just say it was your fault anyway, right? I think sometimes if you already know someone's behavior, you kind of know what they're going to do if you call them out on it. And some of those people want you to call it out because then they will jump on that train and they will ride it to the ends of the earth. And the whole time they're doing it, they're trying to talk smack about you and lie about you because you called their asses out on their stupid shit, right? That is exactly what happens, Sage. Kind and lonely individuals, and they manipulate them. And that's what some of these people do. And they're freaking good at it. They are good at it. Yep, you become the new target. Absolutely. And some people do, they become their own conductor and they go with it, and it's just a constant fucking battle. But Purple Lady, I don't know you, Purple Lady. I've talked to you a couple times. Ma'am, just a little FYI, if you come into Remain Calm's chat and you're talking shit about something I don't know nothing about, please take the link and come up and tell me what's going on. It doesn't look good when you don't take the link to come up here and tell me what's going on. For real. I was interested for about 5 seconds. 5 seconds. But you didn't take the link. So guess what? I'm not going to go look to see what the hell you're talking about, lady. You got the wrong place. Oh, you're blocked now. I blocked you, I think. I think I blocked you. And that was before I even knew who you were, Tammy. I didn't even know that was you, girl. You should have just came in and said, hey, it's me, Tammy. Let me tell you something. That's what you should have done. But I would have reacted the same way. It's like, you got to come up and tell me what's going on. Because I don't pay no attention over there. I don't. I pay no attention to that stuff. Yeah. I mean, woohoo. Whatever the fuck you were talking about. And by the way, there's a lot of criminals on YouTube. I hate to tell ya. For real. You know what gets me? I'm not saying this is the case because I don't know the girl. I don't know her. But you sit and watch these people come out and they talk about people and call them out for their, whatever's happened in their lives, even if it was 40 years ago. And then it's like, they're not talking about the shit that they did, right? Let's call somebody else out on their shit. Don't call my shit out, though. How dare you? How dare you say I did something? I was only in 2nd grade, right? It's like, what the fuck? For real. For real, for real. Ain't nobody better than anybody else on these YouTube streets. Not at all. Most people, some people are just trying to make a little bit of a living to help them along, Some people, it absolutely becomes a job for them. And a lot of those people absolutely deserve whatever money they make on their channel, because it takes work. It does take work, you guys. It really does. No matter, what you're talking about or whatever. I always try to research what I'm talking about. I always do. And then there's some people, H. Davis, how are you? That can just come up here and just talk about whatever for a long time. I enjoyed the conversation I had with Constance Sue yesterday. And thank you, Barbara Walters, for popping up. Hey, I just love talking to people. I'm one of those lonely old ladies. I am. It is a very mad YouTube world. Hey, the mouse. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. I mean, this is what people need to understand too. Sometimes it's not that people don't say shit about whatever situation it is. because they're scared. That's what always gets me, because they'll try to push you to the point and they'll be like, oh, you're a pussy. You just won't say anything, da da da. And it's like, no, you're just not worth my time, right? You're just not worth my freaking time. Yay, May May. Thank you. Dang, thank you guys. That really helps when you give me the thumbs up. It really does. Thank you guys for that. For real. That means a lot. It really does. That is the first time I think that's ever happened to me. I appreciate that. I really do. Yes, H. Davis, you are very good at giving speeches, sir. H. Davis can give a speech in front of thousands of people. He is very good at it. No, it's happened before. Oh, it has to happen before? Wow. To be honest with you guys, I really don't even know what my sub count is or anything. I haven't looked. I haven't looked. I just appreciate everybody. I do. Even you little trolls that come in. Rapper came in. I wasn't sure if it was Rapper. He was behaved. He was behaved. You never know what you're going to get with Rapper. Yeah, that's what you said, H. I actually got your email. So, yes, I'm getting your email, sir. Wanted to let you know that. I'm not really a big email writer. I guess I need to. 2.2. That's pretty good. You're waiting for his flip out. Well, I need to knock on wood because usually lately he's been pretty cool when he comes over here. I don't know. Law enforcement did not say, Stein Eric. Law enforcement did not say. So I do not know. Because, see, if I remember that guy, he was from Utah. He came out and was talking about it. Oh, Sage, thank you. Everybody welcome Sage, new member. Well, she's always welcome here. She's been here for a while. Here you go, Sage. Oh, here's Flies. This is when Flies comes in. Here's May May. There you go, May May. Christmas list. Oh, that's an expensive Christmas. Yeah, 2.21. For sure. For sure. I can't remember what we had for Poppy, though. I thought I had one for her. That is so stupid. I pay for those stupid sounds every month, and I hardly use them. I need to add some more to it. I'm going to start adding some more. Rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson. Why? Did he die? Hey, Mags. Did Jesse Jackson pass away? Oh. Well, Sage, you're more than welcome over here, honey. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry. Oh, he passed away. Should we do the Jimmy Johnson song for him? Wow. Rest in peace, Jesse Jackson. That dude had been around for a long time. Reverend Jesse Jackson. Wowsy, wow. That's crazy. No, Robert Duvall did. He was one of my favorites. He really was. I guess Jesse Jackson was kind of my favorite Reverend. He was pretty cool, I think. I don't know, though. But Robert Duvall, oh my gosh. Now I'm going to go watch a shitload of his movies. He was 95. How do those people from Hollywood live so freaking long? You heard about Robert. Who's Robert? Oh, Duvall. I kind of lost myself there for a minute. But I do agree with what this Frank Hill said about, Summer got lost over and over and over and over again. It's weird to me that Don talked about propaganda, right? When the audio with Nana for Life, I didn't listen to all of it, but I think he was talking to find Ryan's truth, and Don kept mentioning propaganda. That's weird to me. Ryan, when did you talk to Don Wells? And I don't know what live that was. But Don kept using the word propaganda. And then this dude mentions propaganda. Kind of strange, isn't it? Isn't that weird? Because propaganda's not a word that just doesn't really sound like Don's vocabulary, if you ask me. But what do I know? I don't know anything, right? Timmy, what are you doing behind the scenes there, mister? Are you watching YouTubes? Are you? I don't know, because I don't know when he talked to Don. For sure. I know, he was one of my favorite too. All right, you guys, I got 10 minutes. And I know I guess we talked about quite a few things today, didn't we? Yeah, maybe you got a word of the day calendar. Heck yeah. 80s going all day without a nap blows the mind. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's kind of weird. And I will say, Jeffrey Epstein, absolutely. There is not anyone that would be on that list that would surprise me. I've said it 1,000 times. Nothing that has Jeffrey Epstein associated with it surprises me, period. I mean, they're talking about cloned babies and some kind of freaking, beef jerky, or they just said jerky. So I don't know what kind it was, but it was pretty popular among them, right? Jody has used that word over and over for the past month. Oh, maybe that's where he heard it. You never know. Okay, Adam Sandler's not on the list. Well, I'm glad he's not. It was babies. Yeah, I get it, but I just think that's this is the thing. Every missing child, they're gonna try to associate that child with freaking Jeffrey Epstein. The thing about it is, let me see if I can find the interview with the girl from Eastern Tennessee that actually says that she was held like under a guy's porch. Now, the thing that got me is because Reverend Donna Serafina said that about Summer. That's where I was like, wait a freaking minute, right? Hold on. Hold on, kids. I will find it because that's the way I am. Let me see if I can find it here. Is it this one? Okay, hold on. Because I know it's here. It's on A Killer's Look. I think it's this one. Oh, wait. I'm just trying to find the part that I need to. Okay, hold on. I don't want to go through the whole thing. Maybe we'll go over this another time. I'll pull it up and we'll go over it another time. It's from Killer Looks. And he's got a lot of info in here. He's got Reverend Donna in here. Here's where he's... Okay, this is where Fred's talking about going to that house. I do want to play I'm going to play this just really quick, you guys. This is where Fred is talking about going to that house and taking the substances there. I'm going to cover it up. I will drop Killer Looks' link. And you guys go over and check this out. I mean, it's good. I'm just not going to go over it all because I've been on here so long anyway. Okay, hold on.
Cousins and like we're really close, I guess. I don't know.
That's how I found out that he was even passed away was through Marvin Simpson and Haskell Rhymes was the two that pulled up and asked me if I'd heard about him, and I told them no. I picked up some, I'm just being honest, picked up some dope and stuff there.
He picked up some dope and stuff there.
And then when I left there, I stopped on Long Star Road at a place that a lot of people hangs out at, actually to sell some stuff there.
Okay. So now, after all this time, Fred's basically saying that he was dealing some stuff. Now, what's interesting is that because why would law enforcement buddy up with him to get him to record anything when they had to have known he was a substance dealer, right? I get it, May May. I get it, the May May. So, I mean, I don't know. I do not know, my friends, at all. At all. Fucking kind of crazy. I mean, you just don't understand how these people. Okay, so Fred picked some stuff up that day. He is admitting that he was doing substances. You know, he was the one that was handing them out.
And then when I left there, I went straight towards Ben Hill. And then
when he was at, which by the way, when you were out there to sell some
you can just say sell something. You don't gotta. You don't.
Yeah, you saw some people there too. So there's certain people he saw there
there's certain people I saw there, but
why does she have to freaking answer for the man?
And certain people that should have been there that wasn't there.
There were people there, but there wasn't people who was supposed to be there. Well, that's not very smart to do that for alibis, Sage. I'm sorry. That is just my trickster mind thinking about it.
So,
who should have been there?
Oh gosh, that's probably one of the names that you didn't want.
If you don't want to say that, then okay.
I mean, a guy named Doug and then a guy named Pete.
Those people are usually there, but they weren't there that day.
Yeah, and both of them ain't no longer alive.
Oh, and they're both.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. They're no longer alive. Either one of them. Either one of them.
Dead too?
Yeah. Doug
so
is the one.
Can I ask you a question? And we're not accusing anybody of anything, but was this place on Lone Star Road? Was that Donald Bernard's place?
No, it was a place before you get to his place, but he was actually there.
Oh, Donald Bernard was at the hangout?
Yeah. There was several at that one place.
Donald Bernard.
I'm going to take the Tahoe. I want to drive around the block, see if it'll still smoke like that.
Okay. Okay. He's not hard of hearing during this interview. You're right, Chris. Yep. I mean, so here he is. He mentions two people that ain't alive anymore. Seems he just makes, yeah, he does. I feel the same way, Appy. I feel the exact same way. That he just makes stuff up. I mean, I don't know if he could get in any trouble for saying that he was dealing to people, right? I guess they would have to, thank you, Sherry. Appreciate that, lady. I mean, I don't think they can do anything about him admitting what he was doing. Right? And they just hadn't. Well, he's doing that shit knowing that they already have him for selling to 2 undercover officers, right? Make that make sense. He supposedly sold to a couple undercover officers. It just didn't go to the grand jury until Summer Wells's case hit, what was it, 2 years? A year? And so then all of a sudden, his case went to the grand jury. So you already knew you were in trouble, right? I don't even try to understand her, Sage. I really don't.
When I pulled in that evening to take.
Fred did see Brandon. Uh-oh. My freaking internet went out for a second. Fred did see Brandon Clark for like that afternoon when he.
I think so.
When he picked up that bike, that makes sense. Brandon Clark, Jeff Everly.
Brandon, Marvin was there. There's about 15 people. But on the 15th.
15 people. But on the 15th.
The evening when I picked that bike up, there's like 15 people there,
15 people there? When he picked the bike up, he said there was about 15 people there. Lord. This is nuts.
I mean, Jeff was there, Brandon was there, Marvin was there, Caleb, her mom, her sister. When they talked about Pete, those supposedly talked into some details on something about Summer, but he never did really say. That's why we've been trying to get a hold of him and to do an interview with him about that.
Yeah.
Said he'd go into details and start crying and stuff, like he had seen something that day.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I didn't see Pete on the 15th nowhere.
I thought he said Pete wasn't alive anymore. Didn't he say Pete wasn't alive? He named Pete and the other dude that were supposed to be at the, I'll call it a trap house, allegedly, handing out, whatever. But they are wanting to talk to Pete. I'm confused. I am confused. Oh my goodness. Must be another Pete. I mean, you got to watch out. They all have the same names. Don, and Don, and freaking, craziness.
So I can't say where he was at or nothing. But I do know Brandon and Jeff and Marvin and several others was on Lone Star at a certain time.
And who is Brandon?
He is he's Pete Clark's son, and not very important.
Pete Clark, Brandon's father, passed away from cancer, right? Yeah, Brandon's dad, Pete Clark, he passed away. Right? Because somehow Brandon and his dad had ties to Indiana. Right?
Does he come up on Ben Hill Road?
Actually, that's one that was bumped into the TBI crosshairs. with P. Clark over this case.
Just like Cotton. He's no
P.
longer
Clark.
living. It said he was unalived in January of this year, but actually, Brandon spoke about Pete often in his search with JRR.
Me and my dad tried to find some Fred over here and David from over here, there to here, and I never found it. Me and my dad, we try to go from David to Fred, and we come out on this road, I think. This is just a private lane. I know this lane. I walked down this lane with my dad. We went from David's trying to go to my Uncle Trey's.
Yeah.
And we come out. And we come, hey, this is my dad and my Uncle Rick. So at the time, you just tell him who you are and that you talked to Brandon and that you want, he says, just check in and you're pretty sure, hey, no questions asked. If it's
Go over to JLR's, you guys, and check out that whole interview with Brandon. Please do. It is very interesting. Very interesting. I think Fred also said that morning he had seen Brandon out by the mailboxes. He was like, tried to say he was out there like at 8 o'clock in the morning, if I remember correctly. I could be freaking wrong though, so I don't know. But it's been very convenient the whole time to bring up individuals who are not alive anymore. Because how easy is it to mention somebody who's not longer with us anymore, right? And to say that, oh, well, so-and-so told me this, right? Or so-and-so told me that. And how can you, if you were to say, well, I don't believe that, it's so easy for somebody to say, well, he only told me that, right? I was the only one that knew that. He only told me that. You know how easy it is for somebody to say that? But they want to place to throw accusations on and then someone who can't. Right. Yep. Crazy. All right. I've been on here 3 hours. I'm getting my butt off here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope it was an interesting conversation. I don't know. I was just flying by the seat of my pants as I always do. For real. For real, for real. But I do appreciate you guys so much. And thank you. Thank you so much. Jude, thank you for your super sticker. September Angel, thank you for your super sticker. Sage, thank you for becoming a member, darling. I appreciate it. I do. And look, hey, if you cannot, if you can't afford to become a member, I'm still going to look at you like I've always looked at you, okay? You know you're welcome in here. I adore you guys. I really do. Mailbox has got a lot of attention in these areas for sure. Oh, I got you saying for sure. For sure. For real. You know what I mean? Those are my go-to words. For real, for sure. You know what I mean? Stein Eric. I'm still a little bit mad at you, but you're more than welcome to come in next time I talk about Summer, okay? I mean, somehow we always end up talking a little bit about her, but, when I get into talking about her, I like to give it my full attention, if you know what I mean. For real. All right. Adore you guys. Have a great one. Be you, do you. Go hang out on the streets. You know, have some fun if you can. If not, just, you know, hang out and do whatever. Do whatever. I hope everybody is feeling good today. Sending prayers out to everybody who needs them. And I appreciate you guys. So thank you very much. Peace out. Peace out, y'all.